You got hella stories, bro. Even high school, because I know you said in high school, bro, you was racking like a bad 500 off of beats, bro.
Don't get caught up in potential. Don't ever get caught up in a nigga potential. That nigga T.I. was not fucking with me. He hit me with the whole,
oh, I ain't doing that right now.
Damn, bro, I ain't gonna lie. He's a came in bitch spin game out the rip, girl. That shit threw me off.
And the thing I hate when niggas ask me, what's your loop email? Like, don't do that, bro. If you don't want to play the game, get the fuck out. It is what it is.
All right, welcome back to another episode of the podcast. Today we got, bro, this shit long overdue. Legendary producer. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I was looking at the track list, bro. This nigga like turned, bro. I'm talking about Travis Scott, NBA Youngboy, YFN Lucci, Drake, Roddy Ricch, Yo Gotti, Flies, Rich Homie Quan, Mulatto.
Everybody, you know what I'm saying? I done fuck with everybody.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. So I mean, let's just talk about the newest record, Cold Gangsta Shit with Yo Gotti.
Yeah.
How that came about?
Man, that came about, I had to put a date on it for him about like 2 years back, around 2019. And so I had built a relationship and a rapport with the head A&R over there at CMG named Dame. And so I just, you know how I go, you just, once you're in the dough, you just keep sending niggas beats. And really that's what beat that me and my producer at the time, I made like 5 minutes, you know, one of them quick joints, you know what I'm saying? I made like 10 that night, and it was just like, that night I just wanted to make just like real simple shit. I didn't want to get too deep with it. So we made that joint, and that really, you know, a lot of shit you hear on here, that shit really already been done maybe a year ago or 2 years ago, or even maybe 6 months ago. So that's a track I made literally back in like 2020, you know what I'm saying? Sent it out to him, and I knew back then that it was gonna be a placement. They had sent me the Gotti verse and the 42 Doug verse, and originally I was gonna do the whole little change-up thing, but I had so much going on that I couldn't have time just to finish it and do what we had to do, but they just used the first half of it. It became what it was. I'm really dope. I really like how it came out, you know, with, you know, Forever Rollin' doing this part. That's my boy. Shout out to Forever Rollin'. And Helliver, who was a legend from Detroit. I've been jamming Helliver shit since he was doing Dope Boy Cash Out shit back in like 2013, 2015. Like, he really kind of paid that whole Detroit sound. So to have all them legends on one track, that shit was just dope to me. And just how it transitioned, how the beat correlates with the song and the video, that shit was lit.
Oh, that's hard. So like, who idea was it? Like, what was the process making the record? Because you got 3 different songs and like,
yeah, it was Dame's idea. Dame had hit me up and was like, yeah, we gonna, and this is actually way before they signed the STG. So they already knew they wanted to do like a whole, you know, Gotti's doing this vibe, and then we gonna have 42 Doug do his vibe. And then I knew when they threw ESTG on, I was like, okay, I already know Forever we're gonna, you know, go ahead and do his thing and go crazy on it. So that was really Dame's idea, and it happened, and it came out perfectly.
That shit hard. That shit hard, bro. Looking at your track list, bro, what would you say like your favorite record is so far?
Each like big record got like a different like experience and vibe to me. Like Keys to the Streets was like my first platinum record, like my first record with like a major artist, and like, you know, that really changed stuff. I had been doing shit in Houston, like in Texas for like forever. Like I've been doing this shit since I was 15. I had songs on the radio back in Houston, in the whole area. You know, Texas is kind of like its own country some damn times because it's so big and we real independent. So I had the independent scene on lock for the longest out there. And so that was really like the whole YFN Lucci shit was really like my first time, you know, I feel like leaving the independence and going into the pros, and that shit really changed my life for the better. Then, you know, then we did Every Day We Lit, and that was even bigger than what I did at first. So that each record, like, I set goals. So it's like, okay, cool, I did this, and I want to do the next thing. So after I did Every Day Lit and Key to the Streets, I kind of wanted to like branch off. I didn't want to become no in-house dude where it was just like I just make beats for just one guy. And that's when I met Travis, and then I did Yosemite. But I think my favorite one out of everything might be When to Say When by Drake, just because it's fucking Drake.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And, you know, it's not a lot of producers that can just say, I got a song with Drake, you know what I'm saying? And this, based on how a nigga do everything, I do everything independently. I don't really just be, you know, I got a manager now. I just got a manager like last year. But every placement you can see me got, it really done been just me doing my thing. So it just give me the like the motivation and the confidence to just take things higher and higher, you know what I'm saying? So I think out of all my tracks, I think When to Say When my favorite, just based off I got the video, and like I said, it's Drake, and that done really correlated and then built to some new shit that's gonna come out, you know, in the future, you know?
Shit, that's hard. That's hard. So I mean, bro, I ain't gonna cap. When I was doing the notes, you got hella stories, bro. So let's really like start from the top. Let's go all the way back to 2010. Like, even high school, because I know you said in high school, bro, you was racking like a bad 500 off of beats, bro.
Yeah, we was going crazy. That's when I first started. I had partners. It was really a dude. I don't want to call him lame, but like he was like just a nerd, and I really ain't never been like. I always did music. I was in the band. I know how to play like I know how to play every horn, all that kind of stuff. So I already knew the theory of stuff like that. And then like, you know, back in those days, You had like cats like Drummer Boy going crazy, Lil Jon, Manny Fresh, one of my favorite producers. But I'm a real Boosie and Webby fan, so I used to like Mouse on the Track and Nitty Beats, and I used to listen to all them cats make beats and shit. So right around that time, that's when the whole, I don't know if y'all niggas know, I don't know if y'all young enough to know, but like they had the whole little Dallas Boogie movement going on with like My Dougie, songs like My Dougie, and like, you know, artists like DeRoe, Fat Pimp, a bunch of artists back in the day, even B King. B King was going crazy back then. B King was somebody we was looking up to back then because he had all the clubs on Smash. Like, that was the thing to do back at the crib, is just have your songs in the club going crazy. And so we had started up we started up our own team called LAD to compete with what's going on. We had DJ Chose. DJ Chose was over there at Prairie View, and them going crazy DJing. And then we had our own DJ named DJ Allo. And I was going to TSU. Shout out to Meg. Meg went to TSU too, Texas Southern University. And right across from TSU in 3rd Ward is U of H. So the promotional team and the people that was doing stuff at TSU was just me and Allo over there at U of H. We came together and we made LAD. And so at first, like, the OGs was kind of hating because we had like the Gold DJs, they was doing their thing. So we was like, man, since y'all ain't playing our stuff, we gonna just play our own stuff. We had all the college parties going crazy. We had parties damn near 15,000 plus. You know what I'm saying? Cats like Maxo Creams coming to the parties back in the day. So everybody you see come from Houston, I got like a special place in my heart for, because they've been doing it just as long as I have. And to see everybody finally getting their due is just a blessing. From Maxo to B King to DJ Chose, even Lil Ju, which was like the first producer I really took under my wing. Was like, I remember my partner Deezy. I don't know if y'all ever heard of Mona Leo, but he do a lot of shit with Mona Leo. And he brung him to the crib, and he was like, hey, this is Lil Ju. You gotta fuck with him. He dope. And when I met Ju, his beats was hard off the rip. All I just showed him just how to move out here and just sell your shit and just, you know, sell yourself. You know, I like to carry myself as a rapper or just as, like, you know, that nigga, because, you know, that shit sell. You know what I'm saying? You can't be too humble, but at the same time, you got to know how to play the room. You know what I'm saying? So it started off from there. We had crazy club songs going. And then, you know, I just kept building my name up in the ranks. And then one thing led to another, and I met T. Ferris. And T. Ferris was a nigga that really gave me game. If you know T. Ferris ain't gonna shut the hell up. He gonna just give you game. And this was when I was like in and out of jail, doing shit I ain't had no business doing. Then I ended up getting on house arrest. And that's when shit really just turned around, because I had no choice but to go to the studio and the crib. That was it. Like, and the studio literally was like maybe a mile or two from my crib. So me and my partner, B Hood, would literally, you know, get up every day, do what we gotta do. I go check in with my PO, and I just walk to the studio, and I just sit in that bitch, make beats every day. And then T. Ferris will pull up, and he'll just give me game on how to move around. He actually the one that booked my ticket to Atlanta for the first time ever. I ain't never been to Atlanta ever before. He booked my ticket to Atlanta. And it was crazy, before all that even happened, like a month before that, I was in the lab with Rocco and Stack 5, Stephen Jackson, the basketball player. So I remember my dad passed when I was 2. But my dad played in the NFL. He was like one of the first pro athletes in my family. And so, like, I remember I posted him on Father's Day. And this one, Stack 5 was following me. He hit me up like, nigga, that's your daddy? I was like, yeah, that's my daddy. He's like, nigga, that's my first cousin. I'm like, the fuck? So I found out me and Stack was cousins. So yeah, that shit blew my mind. So, and we was already working on this when he was rapping and stuff like that. So T. Ferris, fast forward, T. Ferris booked me a ticket to go out there, go fuck with Stack, just to kick it at his crib, get immersed in the Atlanta culture, get to know motherfuckers and shit like that. And so I remember being out here, moving around. We went to a Blue Flame, and we was in the Sprinter, and I was fucking with Johnny Cinco, but I always heard Lucci on Johnny Cinco records. You know, you remember at the time when he was trying to, you know, put him out there, put him on and shit. And I remember hearing, like I said, hearing Lucci on the radio out here. I think it was Wonder Why, and I was like, bro, we gotta bring him to the H. And this when he like wasn't even popping yet. You know what I'm saying? I'd be trying to let producers know, like, you know, you want to fuck with niggas before they blow. You don't want to try to get in the circle before they too hot, too busy. I try to fuck with niggas right before they make that next step to the next level, you know what I'm saying? And that's kind of how me and Lucci played it. It's so funny because when I met Lucci thought I was a club promoter. He thought I was a promoter because we went to V Live. I took him around the whole city, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? His people staying in my crib, sleeping on the couch, and we just built a rapport and a relationship from there. And then that same night after he did the Takeover Tuesday with us, the whole little industry night with us, I think we had Travis Porter come out, Black Youngster, all the people had came out. So I was like the first thing to bring them niggas all to the city at first. This is back in like 2014, 2013. So when that happened, we went to the studio, and I was working with an artist named Roger Diego, who was kind of popping. He was part of the whole TSF movement, the whole Sauce Walker movement. And so we had a song called Blue Cheese that was going crazy out there locally. And everybody was like, bro, you know who you need to get on the song? Lucci. So we took him to the studio. I remember Paul Wall pulled up. We all was at the studio vibing, and I just pulled up the shit. He's like, bro, you made these beats? I was like, yeah, bro. He's like, bro, I didn't even know you was a producer. So we just built a relationship from there. every time he come out to Houston, he'll fuck with us. And every time I come out here, I'll fuck with him. And so I was just making beats at the time when I couldn't do nothing else but make beats. And then I remember one day he texted me, like, hey, bro, I got a surprise for you. I was like, what is it? And then that's when he sent me Key to the Streets. And then, like I said, it's been a ghost since then, you know what I'm saying? So I'm blessed, you know what I'm saying? But it just show you, you know, you got to make a way out of no way, you know what I'm saying? If I would have never came out here and did what I had to do, I wouldn't be sitting in front of you right now, you know what I'm saying? So that's lit.
And you gonna kill, but that's a story right there.
Yeah, I got a lot of stories for y'all niggas.
So let's break this shit down. So like, explain this. Kind of, you dropped out of high school, right?
Yeah, I dropped out of high school. I got a scholarship playing in the band at TSU. And I don't want to. I mean, I'm grown now, so I can really say what I want to say.
I know what you about to say.
You know what I'm saying?
Too,
but
yeah.
I had got the scholarship, but you know, I ain't have enough high school's credit. So my black ass, I had forged my transcript to get into TSU. That's how bad I wanted just to get out the way. You know what I'm saying? So I did the whole band thing, but band don't pay the bills because you know that's when Drumline was out. Everybody wanted to be in the band and do their thing. So I did my first year. I did the Honda Battle of the Bands here in Atlanta and all that shit. Like that shit was lit. And after that, I remember being at Greystone, and Greystone is like a legendary. If you ever heard of Big Mo, he talk about it in the song Greystone at TSU. It's a legendary like college apartment setting. So it's be a bunch of parties going down, a bunch of lit shit going down. And so I remember my weed man, he was all, and I never been in a big studio before in my life. He was like, hey man, you know, I'm going to the studio after I do this. And he always said this shit, he dropped me off an ounce. He always said the same shit, I'm finna go to the studio. I'm like, man, let me go ahead and play it. So nigga, I had beats on the CD. This before niggas had the flash drive. I had beats on the CD. I was like, hey, bro, check my shit out, man. If you fuck with it, you fuck with it. If you don't, you don't. So I gave him the CD of beats. He called me 5 minutes later, man, you hard. So shout out to this nigga named Zano, OG named Zano. The nigga took me under his wing, and that's when I just got to be in studios, and I ain't had no VSTs. I was doing all stock sounds. And so I met a bunch of other niggas who just put me on game. This nigga named Knucklehead that was doing this thing out there too. And so they put me on so much shit right in that hole. And this one I was like 17, 18. So I was like the youngest one on the block. And this one, like I said, B-King was going crazy. And I was just influenced by all the things that was going on around me. So, but I ended up being like the GOAT because I was like the first nigga back at the crib that was just doing shit on the laptop. Everybody was MPC. And I ain't knocking none of that shit because I fuck with it now too. I fuck with everything. But I was like the first young nigga on the block in Texas that was just, really in Houston, that was just making shit straight on the laptop in 5 minutes or less, 10 minutes or less. Niggas looking at me crazy. Some niggas was hating, but some niggas was saluting it, but it was what it was, you know?
So talk about a little bit, I know you had mentioned before, like you had to walk like a mile or two every day to the studio.
Yeah, that was a motherfucker. I remember these niggas, it's so funny because like, you know how motherfuckers have amnesia when you become successful. I remember the same motherfuckers that be dick riding and be like, oh man, I'm so proud of you. These niggas used to pass me up honking the horn when I walk into the studio. I be like, you know what I'm saying? So when them same niggas back, and there's a lot of dick riders back home, you know what I'm saying? And it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? You know, you handle the fake love how you supposed to handle it. But like, I just remember that shit just walking and just being like, man, shit gotta get better. Like, shit gotta get better. Like, cause, you know what I'm saying? And I be trying to tell niggas, like producers all the time, like young producers especially that be getting down on themselves or getting frustrated because this shit go up and down all the time. I have moments to this day where I be depressed or I be feeling like my shit ain't good enough. But, you know, all it takes is that one phone call or that one move to make everything okay. So you got to really live in the moment and really appreciate them down times because trouble don't last. You know, God got a plan for all of us. And that's how I really look at it. Anytime and me and my partners call it the Lion's Den. You know, I don't know if you heard about the story about Daniel in the Lion's Den when he got, you know what I'm saying? So that's how we look at it. Like, anytime I go through some form of adversity, I really look at it as a blessing because that just means that the next level I prayed for is on its way. God is testing me and building me up for what I want next, you know what I'm saying? Like, I took a whole year off last year from making beats. Still had shit dropping shit, but I took a whole year off because I wanted to reassess things because I'm a lot older. I'm 30 now, so I'm a lot older. I'm a lot smarter, and I get shit more than I do back then, really on the business side. Creatively, I can do shit in my sleep, but, like, the business side is what I really wanted to learn and assess and you know, and get, you know what I'm saying? So with that being said, I'm back in my mode and back in my grind. Like, I feel like I'm in that perfect state of mind where it's like I'm at my prime where I'm young enough to not give a fuck, but I'm old enough to know better. And, you know, it's up from there, you know what I'm saying? For real.
It's a little off topic, but I be feeling sometimes, cause now it's like, we in a whole different generation now. So you got niggas 16 with like 10 plaques, you feel
Going
me?
crazy.
So I be thinking to myself, I'm 22, so I be like, fuck, boy. I got like 5 more years or else I need to clock out or something.
Man, but that's how I used to feel when, like, you got to think, I used to feel the same way I used to see Metro do his thing. You know, Metro a little older now, but when Metro got on the block, he was 19 and booming.
Yeah.
I mean, this bitch 24, 23, like, looking like, how the fuck, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, it's about who you know, about building relationships with motherfuckers, getting in the right circles at the right time. You got to think, Bruh and them fuck with them niggas before they, I'm not saying them niggas wasn't popping, but before they took off to that next level, right place, right time, and he networked with the right motherfuckers. So if you're a producer and you want to get in the mix with certain circles, you got to pay your dues and get in there. And then at the end of the day, my cousin told me some real shit back in the day. There ain't no age of success. You know what I'm saying? And the older I get, I'd rather have it a little bit older than young, because when you're young, you blow through shit, you don't know no better. You know what I'm saying? You might burn bridges, you might burn money. But like I said, I'm at a time, and you'll see it too, but like, when it rains, it pours, my nigga. Like, when it comes, it's gonna come when you need it, when you prepare for it, and when it's time, just, like I said, there's no age of success, but opportunities don't come every time. So just look at it like that. That's how I look at it. Like, I don't never get like in that whole caught up, oh, he younger than me and he doing better than me, because I'm pretty sure there's niggas are looking at me that's like, he younger than me, he doing better than me. But when you get caught up in that thinking and that rat race shit, that's when you start losing your mojo, and that's when you start paying attention. You gotta look at this shit with blinders and just tunnel vision and just focus on you. Because at the end of the day, he might be getting it early right now. You got niggas, you got to think Future and them niggas didn't blow up till they was 30. Kanye didn't get his real shot till he was 30-something. You know what I'm saying? But look at him now. You know what I'm saying? And that's longevity in that. You got to think this shit is a marathon, not a sprint. You got to think, if a nigga pop, look at niggas like, I ain't trying to knock Bow Wow, but Bow Wow looked gassed out. And he was going crazy when we was jits. You know what I'm saying? But you got niggas who are stars now, who surpassed Bow Wow, who was probably looking at Bow Wow when he was going crazy, like, damn, this nigga my age or younger than me, he going crazy. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, like, it's about your path. And I feel like when you taking that time to look at shit, just get your game plan together. You know what I'm saying? Then when it's your shot, execute. And that's how I look at this shit, to the T.
So what? All the things you just put down and stuff with the stories, like you being on a more like street level and having real relationships. I feel like nowadays a lot of producers, we don't really have that to where it's like, hey, let me take you to the club, let's go out. A lot of us just
That's the best way to do
link
it,
at the studio. A lot of us link at the studio, make beats, and then go home. We ain't really like sharing real vibes.
You can't do that shit. Like I get it and I understand 100%, but like, you gotta think, like, even with a nigga like me, I don't want to talk about music all the time. Like,
sure.
I want to talk about these hoes. We could talk about getting some money. We could talk about the game. And I feel like that's the best way to build rapport. Everybody had to build rapport with, as far as A&Rs and artists, we done did stuff outside the studio. Even my producer partners, like me and my nigga Buddha and all that shit, we go bowling and shit like that. We don't just be like, we gonna pull up and let's make beats, that shit, We do that every day, you know what I'm saying? And then you gotta think, this shit's all about building chemistry. And I really took a page out of like how Dr. Dre used to move and Teddy Riley used to move. Like, them niggas used to literally kick it with an artist for a whole month before they even cut records. Meaning, like, they'll go to the club, they'll go do a bunch of things, and you build that chemistry with a nigga and they comfortable with you. And then once you in the dough, anything you make is they fucking with it, as long as you're on the same page as them. So I encourage producers as much as you can. I know it seems kind of hard. I know some rappers can be weird, but if you know somebody that's talented and dope and got some little motion, build a rapport with them outside of the studio. You know what I'm saying? Do that shit, because it makes everything else more easier. You know what I'm saying? You become a nigga partner and a friend. And like I said, a lot of this shit be suggestive. We all got dope beats, but it's about who's in the door with them first. What they gonna think to put on first before they put on a nigga like you that they don't even know, because they gotta think about the money and the bread they gotta break down. But if you they partner or just cool with them, I ain't talking about buddy, but just got a cool relationship, they know you're a cool dude, they gonna look out for you way more than they gonna look out for a nigga that just emailed them some shit. You know what I'm saying? So don't get caught up in being in the studio all the time. Don't get it fucked up. Master your craft. Do all that shit, but take the time out to handle the other side of the shit. Because these are people at the end of the day. Relationships are worth way more than money. I know we done all been in the motherfucking room or heard a song and be like, man, I could have made that beat. It ain't about that though. It's about the relationship and the connection that the nigga made to get the song done. And that's how I look at shit every time. Every placement I done got that been off me, been in a relationship with either the artist or somebody that was close to the artist. And that's how I got my placements every time. It's always been in the club or just on the scene. It's never been in, I ran to sing in the studio and we got it in. Like, nah, hell nah. It's never been like that.
I don't even want to talk about beats no more, bro. Cause like, I feel like even with the Buddha Bless interview, I feel like a lot of producers like we do interviews with, they don't really want to talk about like the groundwork, you feel me? So like, how would you say like the music scene in Houston different from what it was back then when you was coming up?
When I came up in like the peak. To me, it's having a resurgence right now with niggas like Lil Jeremy, OTB Fastlane, you got Ken the Man, of course you got Made the Stallion, Travis Scott. But there's a lot of dope underground talent like Guapo. We got like a whole new scene coming on. But I feel like our producers are harder than our artists. No disrespect. We got like a plethora of producers that are just cold as shit. You know what I'm saying? Every time they leave the state, they do big things. But it's so many, like, it's a resurgence happening. You know, and like I said, people are finally I think it took niggas like me and a couple of motherfuckers to lead the city to show motherfuckers that it was possible. Before, everybody was so caught up in just being local, but I was the first nigga to go platinum in my city since Slim Thug. Like, dead ass serious. Like, before I went platinum, nobody in the city was really just thought it was possible to move around. And I tell everybody back home to move around because Houston's one of them cities that's so big. It's the fourth largest city in the country. Texas is the second biggest state in the country, population-wise. So you'll get caught up in staying in that motherfucker from Dallas to Houston, San Antonio. That's like 20 million people in one market, and you don't really have to leave. That's how OGs used to do, like SUC, Switcher House, legendary clicks like that. They never left Texas or left that area. They was making millions out their trunk, just selling shit out their trunk back then. So that's our mentality. It's really independent, but it's slowly gravitating towards, expanding, moving around, and networking and bridging them gaps. Like I love seeing like Lil Jeremy was in the studio with Future the other day. He fuck with Lil Baby and all them folks like that. Maxo Cream, fucking with Tyler the Creator. I never thought I'd see the day when that shit happened, but niggas is taking them chances and moving around. You know what I'm saying? Even with B King and 2 Chainz, like I never thought I'd see no shit like that, but it's dope that niggas is taking their chances and moving around and making them move. So I'm saying that, I say that to say that it's like a resurgence coming around. I feel like it's a new renaissance, a new shit finna pop out the city for shit show. But I came up in the peak when, like, you had like Mike Jones and Slim Thug and Paul Wall and Trader Truth and Zero and so many legends, Lil Kiki. They was doing their thing and they was doing it on a national scale. So I feel like we slowly but surely getting back to that level.
All right, so I'm gonna put you in a scenario. I'm a producer. I'm young as hell. I'm in Houston. Like, what's the groundwork I should be doing to like build my name or just network without just DMing a nigga and be like, hey, listen, I got beats, you know what I'm saying? Like, give me some plays.
Man, the plays you want to make, man. Okay, I'm gonna tell you the hot spots to go to as far as like, I'm gonna tell you 2 ways. Okay, right now, the hot spot studio to go to burn into motherfuckers in Houston, to me personally, is Sugar Hill Studios. That's where everybody record that, from ESTG, Metro Boomin be there, 21 Savage, Maxo, everybody who's everybody be at that studio. So if you want to get to know motherfuckers and be in that circle of people, that's a good way to do it. Then another thing you want to do is hit the streets, hit the clubs, and fuck with the DJs. The DJs know a lot of what's going on. You got niggas like DJ Mr. Rogers, DJ EXO, a lot of OGs like that, DJ JQ, and be in the mix. We got mixers that go down all the time. My nigga Big Cuz, who's, I don't know if you ever heard of Ken the Man, but she's a real big, like, up-and-coming female artist out of Houston. We got a bunch of those, by the way. And so, like, he does mixes every week where everybody is in the city. So, you go to those mixers, you network who you got to go to the Galleria. You never know who you're going to run into at the Galleria popping shit. It's a big-ass mall. It's like Lennox on steroids, and it's always rapping and popping their shit, you know what I'm saying? But our nightlife is crazy. So you always want to hit the scene, whether it's Seaside, the Address, Prospect Park. There's so many places I can name. But don't get caught, like I said, don't get caught up in just being in the studio. Get to know these producers. Like I said, like another nigga that's dope out there is DJ EXO, fire producer. He knows everybody out there. You know what I'm saying? So you want to get to know these certain producers that are doing their thing already. You really just study, do your study. And like if I came out here, I know that, okay, Metro is that nigga, or Sonny is that nigga, or the gatekeepers. To find out who the gatekeepers are the city, like I said, they catch like Mr. Rogers, they catch like DJ EXO, MC Beezy. There's so many people out there that people don't know back out here or any other place, but where they from, they run shit. And that's what I like to do anywhere I go. Anywhere I go, I like to at least go to the hood, but at the same time, I want to find out who run in the city and build a rapport with them. So I feel like as a young producer, that's what you want to do first and foremost. Find out what studios is popping. Like I said, Sugar Hill. That's the one that's the most popping because it's not too sterile. It's not too you got the studios you can't even smoke in.
Right.
You can't even catch the vibe. It's like real sterile. This motherfucker ain't like that. It's like, it got a real homie feel. It's the oldest studio in the city, by the way. It's a good vibe. We got 4 big-ass rooms, and like I said, it's somebody in there making moves every day. You can't miss if you go up there. You just can't miss.
Damn, bro, I ain't gonna lie. He just came in there, spin game out the real guy. I ain't even gonna cut, bro. That shit threw me off. So, like, I know for a fact, like, the people who watch our interviews, like, we're talking about, you know what I'm saying? Introverts. That's what you call them?
Yeah.
So, like, I know, talk about your Travis Scott placement, like how you walked up to him and just...
Oh, that shit was crazy. So, this is when I had moved out here around 2017, but then my girl at the time, she got pregnant with my second child. And so, I don't know if anybody know this shit, listening, whatever, but when your girl pregnant, they want a nest, which is basically they want a crib, they want everything comfortable. But both our families both stayed in Houston, so we couldn't be out here with the baby. And then, it was just too much for her. So what I did was, when I had my crib out here still, I ended up getting an apartment back home. So I had an apartment out in Houston, and I had a crib out here. You know what I'm saying? So I remember like it was just that everything gonna make sense. So like I remember like it was yesterday, like I saw it I saw my partner DJ Tat Tat, and this goes back to my LED DJ days. He was one of our DJs back when. Like we had like 20 of them, like all young cats. So, you know, and that's why another thing, you always gotta look out for the next generation because you never know who's gonna be who, and you never know who gonna scratch your back when you need them to scratch your back. So he was hosting a Travis Scott / Don Toliver event. And I was like, man, you know, I'm gonna pop out, I'm gonna pull up, you know what I'm saying? So it was a private event, not a lot of people knew about it. He was like, hey man, pull up to it. So I had bought a fresh ass fit. I went to Saks. I bought a fresh ass Gucci fit on some nigga shit, dumb shit. But my black ass didn't know the material. It had wrinkle. Basically, my shit had wrinkle, right? So I'm ironing the motherfucker, right? And I burnt a big ass hole in that motherfucker. My girl was like, "Ooh, shit, you fucked up." I was like, I ain't gonna lie, I'm a Libra too, so I like to look good at all times. It's just how I am. So I was like, man, I'm sick. I'm like, man, fuck this shit. I ain't gonna go. I'm just gonna stay at the crib with the baby and you. We gonna do what we gonna do. She's like, man, hell no, you gonna get up and take your ass up there, put something else on. So I put something else on. I go up there with my weed, because I was still selling weed at the time, because that's just, I like doing it. It is what it is. I don't do this shit no more. But I go up there, pull up, and Travis ain't even pulled up yet, but I'm in the back, just serving everybody, smoking, rolling up, you know, talking with everybody. And so I knew all the promoters from way back when. And like I said, the DJ who's DJing is my man. So I remember when Travis pulled up, because it was like a whole rush, right? Like I'm in the back serving all these white people weed, giving them all this weed, and all of a sudden you just hear somebody scream and go crazy, and then all these motherfuckers left me. I'm in the back like, oh shit, rolling my blunt up like, oh damn, he must be here. So I go in that motherfucker, I'm standing by the DJ booth. He come in there, and I remember talking to one of the promoters who was like escorting him over there. You know, I was like, hey man, introduce me to that nigga. I want to meet him and shit. And so when I walk up on him, he whispered in me like, hey, this is June James, blah, 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 blah. He did Key the Streets, Every Day We Live. He's like, oh, Every Day We Live my shit. That's what he said to me, like, man, you go hard, dog. Ain't you from the city, blah, 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 blah. He's like, you want to take a picture? I was like, nah, I don't want to take a picture, bro. I just want to get your email. I got some heat for you. And I literally had made the Yosemite beat out here like a week ago. I mean, a week before that shit. So, and the thing is, I didn't even know that he was on that vibe. I was just like, I had some other shit I made from him that I thought that would be his vibe. You know how he got that little sound, that Danger Girl sound, whatever. But like, so I had gave him the 5-pack, man, my nigga, and literally like, and he's like, I'm gonna give you my personal email. So he gave me his email. I went back to the crib, sent him the 5-pack, and literally 2 weeks later, that's when we had Yosemite. It was done. Like 2 weeks later, and this is like the last track that made the album. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna keep it all the way a buck with you. Like, I'm the type of nigga, I jam Future, I jam trap shit. That's, you know, I got a more of an extended palette when it comes to music now. But back then, I was just jamming Future, Boosie, Webby, like just straight nigga shit. Like,
Yeah.
I wasn't jamming no Travis Scott, so I didn't know how big he was until the shit really dropped. I was like, oh, this nigga really hard, you know what I'm saying? I didn't know he was gonna put gun on it. The Nav shit was fucking hilarious when the vocals was low and shit like that. And I ain't gonna lie, everything I hear for the first time, I don't like it. Like, any song I done did, the first time I heard it, I was like, man, you know how you got a vision, or you know how you want somebody to get on the track? When I heard it, I was like, man, this shit cool. But I'm seeing everybody else vibe, so I remember I did Everyday Lit. I thought this shit was the weakest shit in the world, I ain't gonna lie. I remember Fly played me the song, I was just like, man, this shit corny as hell. But it was a mix. But you know, when they put that promo behind the motherfucker and you start hearing this shit on the big speakers and hearing it everywhere, okay, I fuck with it too. But that was the track that we made it. And I heard that, I was like, man, this shit's short as hell. Like, you know, I thought it was gonna be longer than that. And I'm like, why is this nigga vocals turned down so low? But then everybody else loved it. You know what I'm saying? I was like, okay, fuck it, let me just embrace it. The more I started listening to it, the more I started seeing everybody love it, it made me love it even more, you know what I'm saying? So that's how that shit happened, man. Like, if I wouldn't went to the club, if I wouldn't listened to my baby mama and got my black ass up and went to that club, niggas would never heard Yosemite or never got done. That shit crazy. And it's crazy how I made that beat, because I had a session with Rich Homie Quan. The night I made that beat, I had a session with Rich Homie Quan, and I ain't gonna cap, I heard Sold Out Dates by Turbo and them. I was like, bro, I want to use some shit with some guitars too. So that shit really influenced me. So I called my guitar player up, Sheldon Ferguson, shout out to him. He hard. I think he got some shit with Justin Bieber. He just did like a year ago that went platinum too. So he going crazy right now too. So we had made like, it's like a 20-minute loop where he just playing the guitar 20 minutes straight in that key, in that range. And like, I made 4 beats from that loop. I made one for Yella Beezy, gave it to him. I made one for Rich Homie Quan, gave it to him. And I made something else for somebody, like a local artist, and I gave it to him. But like, it was one lick that I heard in that bitch that was just the most catchy. And I went back like weeks later, and then I made that small, it's like 30 seconds. It's actually shorter than that, like maybe 15, 10 seconds. And I cut that one loop, and I made the whole beat for Yosemite out of that same long-ass loop that everybody else used, that I gave to everybody else. So it just happened like that, bro.
I'm gonna ask you a question about, you talked about the Gucci fit, you know what I'm saying, going to Saks.
Yeah.
It's like, it's always two sides in the music community, producers and artists. Zaytoven, he was the first one. He was like, hey, I'm gonna tell y'all straight up, y'all got to put that shit on.
You do.
You know what I'm saying? You got to put that shit on. So just be transparent and give your piece on, you know what I'm saying? Keep your image up as a producer or artist.
I feel like as a man, period, you supposed to keep your image up. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's like...
You want some hoes?
yeah, like, just period, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that shit's... Like, if you go to a job interview, you ain't gonna go to a job interview with no flip-flops on. You gonna have a suit on. You know what I'm saying? You gonna look presentable. I look at this shit the same way. And, you know, we in the land of pop your shit, where it's like, you know, a motherfucker ain't gonna respect you unless you at least look like money. I know rap is the only genre where you gotta look like you got money before you got money. If you peep game, like, it's just really what it is. Like, rock, it ain't like that. Pop, it ain't like that. Rap is the only shit where niggas respect you if you come in the bitch with your own shit. I ain't saying just go crazy and wear fake jewelry. I know niggas who be going to Metro Mart buying fake shit. You know how it go. Niggas wearing fake. Don't do all that shit. You can stay in your lane. I was H&M in it the whole time. You know what I'm saying? Like, stay in your lane.
Yeah, crazy tees.
Put that shit together, you know, and just look, you know, simple and look good and look presentable, you know what I'm saying? There's levels to everything, because nigga gonna know you got some fake shit on. You know what I'm saying? But if you true to yourself, always, you know, be clean cut, always be played. But at the same time, it also depends on who you fuck with. Like, if you in that whole genre of rap that's like real, like hip-hop, boom bap, you know what I'm talking about? Like them niggas who don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? That's your lane, you know what I'm saying? That's what it is. But at the same time, still be fresh, you know what I'm saying? I feel like that's the way to move at all times. Like, presentability is key. And I'm big on popping my shit, so I'm a side with Zaytoven on that shit and go to, like, you know, look like something at all times, you know what I'm saying? Don't be too soulful with it, but at the same time, there's nothing wrong with looking like it. Makes shit a little bit more easier. It always made it easier for me. Yeah.
You heard that saying? They said, I hear what you're saying, but I see what you're doing.
Right. That's facts, though. They respect him more.
Crazy.
They feel like, okay, he must be out here going to really get it. He got some money, he doing something. You know what I'm saying? So it just makes it a little bit more easier. That's how it was me and Lucci. Lucci thought I was a whole promoter doing some other shit. He didn't even know I was producer. We just made the shit a little bit more easy, because he's like, man, he my type of nigga. He fly. Niggas do the same thing, bitches. You know how bitches won't hang out with a bitch that's ugly? You know what I'm saying? No, for real, though, that's how bitches be thinking. She weak, I ain't gonna fuck, you know what I'm saying? Bitches like hanging out. Pretty bitches like hanging out with pretty bitches. Fly niggas like hanging out with fly niggas. It is what it is.
So going back to like the Travis Scott situation, I already know, like, after asking that nigga, you know, like, what's your email, when you get that shit, your confidence gotta be at an all-time high.
Nah, for shit, so.
So, like, have you ever, like, faced rejection in these situations where you walk up to an artist and be like, let me send
Man,
beats?
I ain't gonna lie. One time only, but at the same time, I also know how to play shit too. I don't just, you know, I ain't gonna just walk up to anybody. But everybody, you know, I can honestly say it, no cap aside, like, everybody done walk. One artist, bro, and it's so ironic because I ended up doing shit from him like a year later, and it was T.I. That nigga T.I. was not fucking with me. Like, he hit me with the whole, oh, I ain't doing that right now, and then talked to my manager, and it was all like, the security was all extra. I was like, oh shit, my bad. Like, I was just trying to know. And this is when I had some shit going on. This is like, right when Yosemite did drop, and I'm feeling myself already. I'm like, you know, let me approach, bro. Bro was not having it. But then you look crazy, because like, a year and a half later, he had like an album called Libra. I did a song with him called Half a Ticket, and another song with him called Pardon with him and Lil Baby. So shit still ended up working out. And it's crazy because I ran into the nigga at his studio, and I told him the same. She's like, my bad, bro. I was having a bad day. And all that shit. Like, cap, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like, it is what it is. I didn't take the shit personal. I was just like, oh, okay, you know, it is what it is. That was the only rapper to ever, like, do some, I ain't gonna even call it weird, but like, you know, just was like on some rejection shit. You know what I'm saying? But every other situation, I've always known how to play the room. A lot of times I won't even go up to the rapper unless it just makes sense and it's comfortable and it's a good atmosphere and I got proper representation. I'll go after his manager or a partner of his, you know what I'm saying? And like, a lot of times in these circles, especially because I'm not saying I'm a street nigga, nothing like that. I'm not a gangster, none of that shit. But like, I got a lot of people who I'm really cool that is, and they love me to death. So besides my cousin, nephew, Texas boy, that's my cousin. He done put me in a lot of circles with a lot of motherfuckers that helped me do a lot of moves and in a lot of situations. So like I said, it goes back to who you know. And just like I said, playing the room the right way. Like, how I got the shit with Drake was through my old assistant, Kelsey. And it was around my birthday time, and we went to this club called the Highlight Room in LA, which is a lit ass spot. Everybody who was in that bitch. Like, I think LeBron was in that bitch, Future was in that bitch. But like, I met OVO Rocks right then and there. I met Preem and OVO Rocks. And Preem was kind of like, I ain't gonna call it Hollywood, but he was just in his mode, you know what I'm saying? But Rocks was like, oh yeah, you know. And yes, what it was. Preem kind of rejected me. He was like, oh, that's what's up, bro. You got beats, what's up? I was like, bet, don't even worry about it, you know what I'm saying? But then Rocks was like, oh, no, I'll fuck with you, bro. What you got going on? Like I said, I got cool with Rocks. A month later, I had made the When to Say When beat for Meek Mill, actually. The whole sample, I made it for Meek Mill. That was my vision. But like I said, I sent the nigga Rocks a 5-pack. I remember going to V-Live, not even V-Live, it was called Crazy Bull. And this is a funny ass story. I'm gonna tell you one more story. So like, I had just came back from the H. I had a 10-piece pick up out here. So I go pick up my money from my partner who owed me some money or whatever, a quick little 10K. Right when I pull up in my driveway come from Houston, DJ Eric and the DJs at the club was like, "Where you at, bro?" A bunch of people was calling me from Houston, who all do they think in Houston. It was like, "Man, where you at, bro?" I was like, "I just got back to Houston." And this is like, I'm like on fire back at the crib, big deal shit. Yosemite came out, Put a Date on It came out. All these hits that came out consecutively, even the ones that wasn't like big records, like the shit with Roddy Ricch, everything was just crazy. So I'm popping, right? So they was like, "Man, you gotta come back, man. It's time to put that major play together." All the little niggas who, rapper, everybody was like, "Yeah, come back to Houston, bro. We got to introduce Thug out here, and Drake out here. We gonna make sure you meet everybody, blah, 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 blah." So nigga, I get excited, right? So I get a 10-piece, I go straight to the mall, buy some shit, book me a flight, turn around, keep my eyes only in Atlanta for like an hour or two. I get right back on the flight back out there, right? Nigga, I go to the strip club, I give me about 5,000 racks. I mean, 5 racks. And I got all my niggas with me and shit. The DJ talking about, "Man, I'm gonna play all your hits, man. He gonna be in here, I'm gonna put it in his face. Then we give you the right representation. We gonna do all we go." Man, that nigga played one song by me, bruh. And long story short, the nigga never introduced me to Drake. The whole night. I was in that bitch big mad. I was like, man, these niggas got me fucked up. Like, I could have been in, one, I spent all this damn money trying to cap and pop my shit, you know what I'm saying? 2, my nigga, like, I could have stayed in Houston. 3, I'm the GOAT back home. Like, what the fuck y'all doing? Why y'all playing with me? So, and like I said, keep in mind, the week before that, I had just met OVO Rocks, but OVO Rocks wasn't there at the time when I came to Houston. So, nigga, I come home big mad, sick, you know what I'm saying? I pop a perk. I remember like it was yesterday. I landed, my partner picked me up in the airport. I made that win to say win be. I was like, man, I know Meek fuck with me and shit. So, cause I was fucking with Dallas Martin real hard. I still do. That's when Meek was at Atlanta. I think he still is at Atlanta, but Dallas was running shit over at Atlanta. He's like, man, send me some shit for Meek. So I made that beat for Meek. But I was like, man, I did meet bro from OVO in LA 2 weeks ago, bro. Let me just go and just call it a send him a 5-pack. Man, I shit you not, nigga. I made that beat, sent him like 3 other beats in the pack. I was on perk and a half, like I was out of there. So, and I was tired too. I went to sleep, woke up the next day. I had like 20 missed calls from Toronto numbers I ain't never recognized in my life. I get on the phone, it's OVO Rocks, man. Bro, give me the track house, bro. That nigga, he fucked Drake fucking with it, man. He want the song now. I'm like, this bitch like, damn, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just telling, I say that to say this. I say that story all the time to let niggas know that like one door might close, but the other one gonna be right around the corner open. You just gotta be ready for the situation. So like I said, like I experienced rejection at that time from niggas from my own city, right? And that could have had me, if a nigga had an ego, felt too big for himself, that shit could have took me out the game and just had me in my feelings, you know what I'm saying? But I just picked myself back up, knew the relationships I already had developed and tapped into them hoes, and shit, we got the Win the Same Win record, and me and Rock's been rocking ever since.
Do you ever like take shit personal at some point? Cause I feel like I used to take shit personal all the time.
But how old you is?
22.
Yeah, you gonna take shit personal at 22 though. But I'm telling you, as a nigga older than you, I'm like 8 years older than you. You know what I'm saying? Don't take it personal.
That's how I be feeling like, but it be industry shit. You feel me?
But at the end of the day, it's key word is industry shit. You gotta learn that everything ain't personal, it's business, and that's how a lot of people look at it. You gotta think a lot of people who in the industry have been jaded, meaning like they've been in a lot of situations where they gotta have tough skin, and you gonna turn in that too. Because I'm the same way. Like I ain't saying I do hoe shit at all. I do nothing but good business, but I know I can read a room fast, and I know where my time is valuable. You gotta think on your journey through this shit, bro. You gonna meet so many motherfuckers that do what you do or want to do what you do. You gonna meet so many motherfuckers that rap and shit. This shit becomes second nature and shit gets repetitive. So, like I said, it goes back to dressing fly and having ways to stand out from the rest. You know what I'm saying? When you don't stand out from the rest, you kind of feel that way where you feel like, damn, nigga getting shitted on, nigga getting slided on. But like I said, all that shit is to build you up. You know what I'm saying? It's really to see how bad you want it. It's called paying your dues. Like I said, I've been doing this shit since I was 15, 16, bro. I can't tell you how many times I was in my feelings. I can't tell you how many times I was on the phone with an older nigga talking shit like, man, you got me fucked up. I'm the nigga, you know what I'm saying? Real shit, like legends. I used to get on the phone with real legends and talk shit to them niggas and like, you know what I'm saying? Like real shit, because I was just impatient and one of my time and one of my just do, because I knew what I was capable of, but the world ain't seen it yet, you know what I'm saying? So I say that to any young nigga who just ever feel like that, my nigga, just keep trucking, keep pushing, and surround yourself around love at all times. And and always remind yourself that this shit is, like I said, is a marathon. It's a journey. You're supposed to go through these situations, growing pains. Because if you don't, you ain't gonna never know how I feel when you do fall off, or if you not fall off, but if you do experience some kind of hardship, you ain't gonna know how to handle it. But never take nothing personal, my nigga, because you'll talk yourself out the game. And it takes so much energy to be negative and to focus on the negative. I don't know if you ever argue with somebody, like really argue with somebody, after you done, you feel so exhausted and drained. You be like, man, what the fuck? And you realize, bro, I just gave this motherfucker all this time when I could have got me some money. I could have got me some pussy. I could have did all these other positive things instead of arguing with this one nigga. You know what I'm saying? And I'm telling you from experience, I used to be that nigga. I used to fight every battle, bro. But the older you get more strategic with your time and your energy. You know what I'm saying? And I'm telling you, so much shit comes good. LOA is a motherfucker. Your law of attraction is a motherfucker. So the more shit you put in the air that's positive and good. And I'm not saying be no whole ass nigga and let everybody run over you. Fuck no. You know, when it's time to speak up, for shit so speak up. But I know how to sit back and just study the room. Okay, you do that shit, I put you in the box. I know I'm gonna handle you from a distance. I remember Rick Ross said in the song, instead of beefing with a nigga, I just give him some distance. And instead of me getting mad at motherfuckers for maybe pulling the whole move, because that shit happens every damn day. Niggas do weird shit all the time. They ain't gonna never stop. They hated on Jesus, nigga. You don't think they ain't gonna hate on you? They gonna hate on you too. They hate on the most perfect human being on the planet, bro.
Deep,
you know what I'm saying? So you gonna go through hate, you know what I'm saying? And we made in his image in the end of the day. So expect that shit, my nigga, but handle that shit with grace. It's called grace. You know what I'm saying? Handle that shit with grace. No pressure, my nigga. Like, let it, and at the end of the day, that nigga gonna feel stupid as hell for popping off with you when you move with grace, because you show that shit just roll off your back, you know what I'm saying? And that happens to me so many times. I can't even tell you how many times niggas done said some whole ass shit to me, did some whole ass shit, and they came right back around. Man, June, man, you that nigga, bro. I was tripping back then because I didn't take it there with them. And I'm still steady climbing the ladder. Man, you know what I'm saying? You a lion, bro. Don't entertain these sheep. You know what I'm saying? For real. So, like, don't ever get in your feelings about none of this shit, bro. The only thing you're supposed to be in your feelings about is your family and your loved ones, bro. We passionate about what we do for shit show, but at the end of the day, fuck these folks. That shit ain't gonna pay none of the bills.
Can you, like, more clearly for the audience of people that kind of already have fans and they need to actually respect their brand and their image, like, can you more describe, like, the Blackball Game? You know
the Blackball Game is for real. This is very, very, very real. Don't burn no bridges, bro. Don't burn no bridges with nobody, man. Like, keep it copacetic. And if you can't, and that's why some people have managers as buffers, because some people just don't know how to talk to motherfuckers. And me, I'm a people person. I know how to talk to anybody, you know what I'm saying? I like to talk. As you can see, I talk my ass off. But, like, some people just don't know how to, like, separate the two. You know what I'm saying? I know you done seen artists got blackballed because they was popping their shit off. And some people have the ability to come back, but that's because motherfuckers be having damage control, PR teams, and people that be looking out for them in case they fuck up. You see celebrities do it all the time. They'll say some crazy outlandish shit, then they gotta find some way to get back in the good graces of the folks and shit. Don't ever put you in a position where you gotta play catch up, my nigga. Because like I said, at the end of the day, it really ain't worth it, my nigga. Like I said, don't get caught up in your feelings, because motherfuckers will blackball you, because just like you making beats, it's 15 other motherfuckers that want your spot, that would kill for your spot. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to say we not blessed and we not cold, but we are replaceable, bro. Like, at some point, I'm just being 100, like you said, it's a 16-year-old nigga, 10 plaques. Okay, bet. It's about 10 other motherfuckers. So what you want to do, somebody else will kill to do. You know what I'm saying? And you don't want to get nobody that inch, you know what I'm saying, over you. So stay clear of the blackball shit. Watch what the fuck you say on the social media platforms. Watch how you present yourself, how you brand yourself, how you move, and really watch who around you at all times. Because motherfuckers around you will hype you up to be some shit that you not, gas you up to be something that you not. And the minute you fall off, the minute you tell them niggas no, they chucking deuces on you. You know what I'm saying? Keep a stay insulated circle of real motherfuckers around you. Not that many. You don't need to have a lot of motherfuckers. I used to have like 20 people, 30 people around me. I knew a lot of motherfuckers couldn't love me. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no way in hell. I can count on my hand how many motherfuckers I can call and depend on. And maybe 2 I could really, really, truly depend on. If I'm fucked up, they got my back, they won't talk shit. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause everybody gonna talk shit if you fall off. So you gotta really hold your nuts on motherfuckers and really keep shit moving. But like I said, all that blackballing shit, that shit lame, because when it come to it, it's on you. You know what I'm saying? Life is what you make it. Like that nigga Metro posted this shit like the WWE, because it really is. There's a lot of theatrics in this shit. I done seen motherfuckers turn shit into gold based off of their bag being long and on to promote this shit. You know what I'm saying? And you can't go up against a machine. That's why niggas sign to labels at the end of the day. You can get it independent all you want, but it's certain things that labels can do for you that you can never do for yourself based off relationships that have been grandfathered in for decades. You know what I'm saying? Why work hard when you can work smart? You know what I'm saying? So play the game. That's what it's for. Like, if you don't want to play the game, get the fuck out. It is what it is.
Let's talk about YFN Lucci a little bit, because I know you just said you really just recently got a manager. Yeah. But I mean, you had a publishing deal. What was the situation with that? Like, you secured the whole deal.
Yeah, I did a publishing deal. And really, it's so crazy because I really did it out of love for Lucci. Like, when we was cool, like we went our separate ways. You know how I be 100 with you. Like, egos came in the way of, of us being who we wanted to be, as far as like a duo, right? Because he felt like he made shit pop, and I felt like, nigga, I'm hot. And so we even butt heads a couple times. Being 100 was square business, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like, I ain't gonna even say a battle was won, but I feel like I rose above it harder and better because without those, like I said, that adversity of niggas, like I had one point, this nigga even told me to my face, and this after we made hits together, like, nigga, you a fan, nigga, like, you ain't shit. Like those type of arguments we had. Yeah. And I remember sitting in that trailer, like, and this before I even knew what I was gonna do next. I was like, man, you got me fucked up, I'm finna show you. And so I could have let that shit eat me up, could have got my feelings, whoop, you know what I'm saying, and never made another hit again. And be like, man, fuck this music shit, you know what I'm saying? Which so many niggas do. They get in their feelings and feel like, no, nigga. I stood back, and I remember my OG was like, man, just stick and move. So I sit back, I was like, bet, I'm gonna show you that, nigga, I'm popping, nigga. So boom, it just started raining down on me. Like I said, I could have went the negative way, but I put positive energy into the air. And that my LOA was stronger than his. Being 100, nigga didn't have hits. The nigga didn't have no hits since that wet shit, but I feel like that was forced still. And still, any hit that he got, and I'm not talking shit, you checking the scoreboard. Yeah. Any hit he got, it pales in comparison to the shit I done did. You can't say he got a song with Drake. You can't say he got a Billboard #1 record with Travis Scott. He not Grammy nominated, I am. You know what I'm saying? Like, just being 100, like, and it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? And his story just goes to show you that you can't run these crazy ass circles because you'll crash out. No, bro had no business doing what he was doing. He was around what he was around, just being 100. You a rap star, you know what I'm saying? But niggas get caught up in the allure of the street life. I let that shit alone, bro, because that shit was not for me, you know, and never will be for me. I want to elevate. I want to be great. And I wish the nigga the best, and I hope everything that he got, you know, everything work out for the better because the nigga got kids, and he an amazing father. You know, he a talented artist, a good, you know, and an all-around good nigga because it's so crazy because, like, we squashed our beef literally a year before that shit happened. So we never got time to get back in the mode of working together and, you know, building chemistry again and fucking around. But it took me to be the man I knew I could be for niggas to even come back around and salute me and give me my flowers. But like I said, I signed that shit because originally he wanted to sign me for a measly ass $7,500. He wanted me to sign the YFN. And I was like, nah, bro, I can't do this shit. I make $7,500 in a week doing what I do. You know what I'm saying? Just being 100. I've always been like that. And then this is actually when I was going through a downtime, I was sleeping on my partner's couch, but I still had money. But I was just trying to figure out what my next move was gonna be. So I could have like been on some desperate shit, like, man, I'm gonna get off my nigga couch. I don't wanna be here. And I was like, man, I'm just gonna hold my nuts. It's all good. And then, at the time, I also caught up in like what I had going on. I even know Q Streets was doing what it was doing the entire time. I'm like, okay, these niggas is playing the song because it's produced by me in the club locally. But it wasn't until I was like making moves in the Bay Area or going to a party in Dallas or just traveling around the country. I'm hearing this song everywhere. I'm like, damn, this bitch is a national hit. It's going crazy and shit. So I remember he wanted to sign me, but at the same time, it was like a bidding war. I had like Warner Brothers wanted to sign me. They wanted to give me, and this was before Everyday Living came out. This was in the back burner. It wasn't even out yet. I think Warner Brothers wanted to give me 100 bands. Sony wanted to give me like 125 for the pub, you know, all this shit like that. But I signed with TIG for an undisclosed amount simply because I thought that me, him, one is independent, I fuck with it, and I saw how they did with Rich Homie. That was one of my favorite rappers before, you know, whatever happened. And that's still my nigga, and, you know, he's still one of my favorite rappers to this day, just based on what he did. But like, I was like, man, I'm always down for I always look like I like the underdog situations. I don't want to be part of nothing too messy where I get lost in the sauce and shit like that. I want to be the main producer over here, this the main artist. We can take off, do what we got to do. It never transpired like that, but that was the goal. You know what I'm saying? And I don't regret no move I ever made because, like I said, I learned a lot from the situation. So I ended up doing a little publishing deal with TIG, which I'm still in right now. Damn near over with, but you know what I'm saying? I'm really excited because I done built my catalog so bossy since then that the next deal I do get is going to be like that boy, like that $1 million boy, that crazy motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? And I've been able to live and live good off of the shit I done did based off of just being independent and moving on my own, you know what I'm saying? So that's how it really happened. I signed a TIG really based off of love for fucking with Lucci. And it's so funny because he even liked that shit. He was like, nigga, you jumped over me and went to go fuck the plug. I was like, nigga, I thought we was a family, you know what I'm saying? But I didn't know, I didn't know what it was because I ain't from Atlanta. I didn't know how messy it was, so I came out here. It is what it is.
Damn, bro. That shit deep.
It's crazy.
So, I mean, talk about like, because we did a interview with DJ Kid. He was talking about, bro, I would DJ and throw my own parties and shit. And you really like put yourself in a position to bring network to you and shit like that. So like, I don't know, man, like what like, I don't know what I'm really trying to ask, but like DJ and shit, like.
That shit go hand in hand. That was like the DJ is the middleman between you and the artist, the crowd and the artist. And like I said, early in the interview, that's how I built my name up. Like, real talk. Like I said, it was a bunch of young niggas, like 18, 19, 20, 22. And like at the time, the hottest DJ coalition was the Go DJs back at home, led by DJ High C and the OG Ron C like that. And they had like the city on lock. So like they wasn't playing none of our shit. They was only playing. I'm not saying they was dick riding, but they was like playing the OG shit, shit, and niggas who was spending bread, spending like thousands, even they was playing bullshit records because niggas was giving them money to play. You know how it go. So we was like, man, how can we just change the game? We was already throwing parties, doing our own thing, so we just put everything together, and we created like a whole new ecosystem that was undeniable. That they could not, to the point where we became peers with them niggas where they had to let us in. You know what I'm saying? So that like that's what we really did. We used the DJing and we used that shit to make our own music. And this one, that people was going crazy. I remember I had a mixtape. I'm finna drop one at the end of this year, but I have a series called You're a Genius. But the first one I dropped, that bitch was like 50K in like 2 days off that piff. That's when we knew we had, but that all them fans we built through just the college circuit, just fucking with the colleges. Like in the Houston radius alone, you got Rice University, you got Prairie View, you got Texas Southern, you got U of H, then right up this fucking street, you got UTSA, Sam Houston State. So many colleges around there that got boatload of college kids and girls that want to twerk and do all that shit. So then we got South by Southwest too. So we was just bleeding all these markets and taking our show on the road everywhere we went. And we really controlled our own market. And they couldn't stop it, my nigga. Like the first song we did made it on the radio faster than back home at 979 The Box. This is a song called Swat Up I Be Killing. You can Google it. It's funny as hell. It's called Swat Up I Be Killing. And I had made a bunch of songs with this group called Young Nation. One called Pimp and another one called Shorty What's Up. But like they was like, Young Nation was like, I'm not gonna say the Migos, but they was really TikTok before TikTok. They was doing all them dances and shit before anybody was doing this shit. If the niggas was doing this shit, if TikTok came out back then, they'd be fucking mega stars. But they just was ahead of their time. But like they was kicking ass locally and shit like that. Just on the whole little circuit and shit. So that's how we made our name, just playing our own shit and controlling the market. You know what I'm saying? If they ain't gonna let you in, you gotta just find a way to do it for yourself. And that's what we end up doing. And like I said, they used to have industry nights too. But they shit died down when we came up, and it was just like this. And we was the hottest shit on the block for like at least 3 or 4 years until I was like, man, I want to take shit to another level and do something nuts, do something new, because my niggas who at the time who I was doing it with, they was comfortable with just the local fame and the local success we was getting. But I've always been the nigga in my clique, and every clique I've always been the nigga that just had bigger dreams. You know what I'm saying? And it's so crazy because like my partner DJ Allo, who was the main DJ back then, was kind of the face of everything. I was kind of the nigga behind the scenes putting everything together, along with the music and shit. But I just remember them niggas getting so caught up in like the hoes and the little money we was getting and the little suits and the little local shit we was getting. The niggas already knew back then I was gonna be who I was back then, because I was the one that was working the hardest, and I was the one that got the shit for what it was. Like, okay, this is just temporary. This is a stepping stone. We need to do this shit bigger. And we actually just used to get into arguments about it because they not seeing what I'm seeing, but I can't show you. I can only do it to show you what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? And now it's because we the best of friends. We ain't talked for years until like maybe a couple years ago. He's like, bro, I ain't gonna lie, you was right. You know what I'm saying? Shit, it is what it is. You got some motherfuckers ain't gonna know what the fuck you got in you until you show them what you got in you.
So I feel like this next like topic leading to what we talking about, breaking the artist. Like I feel like when it comes to producers, like we all know like the big gold pot is like breaking in with an artist, you feel me? But like I feel like it's deeper than just, alright, you hard, you got a little following, I'm gonna just make beats. Like I feel like at some point you probably have to help promote that artist or make moves and shit.
You'd be crazy if you didn't. And it goes back to what I was saying earlier, when you build a rapport and build a relationship with them, because motherfuckers will really appreciate that shit. Some niggas is hoes, don't get it fucked up. Some niggas will forget about you.
Okay.
No, we know it, but there's some genuine motherfuckers in the bunch too. You know what I'm saying? You really just know that based off reading people. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be a real good judgment of character. You know what I'm saying? Success changes everybody, but people with good characters, it doesn't change them too much, and you notice the difference. You know what I'm saying? But nah, that's big. Like you know, we in an era right now where everything's at your fingertips. I came up a little bit before that. I came up like right when Twitter was popping and Instagram was just on the map. Niggas was just not leaving Facebook. That's when I came up. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of shit we had to go out in the streets anyway to go see what the fuck was going on. We had to hear about, word of mouth. But like right now, it's so many motherfuckers doing their thing, and technology is so much more savvier that you can go out there and find you an artist who maybe got 20K following or 30K following, and tap into what they got going on. And like I said, why you doing this the entire time, my nigga? Don't just do the music side, bro. Like read up on business. Read up on at one point I was wearing many hats so I could just focus on just making beats. Nigga, I was making the artwork, we was doing the marketing, we was doing everything back in the day. Now I can just sit there and make beats now, but I know every walk of life because you got to learn that shit. You got to be multifaceted. You know, of course, be a master of one trade, but you got to be understanding and read all the languages of what else is going around you. You know what I'm saying? To be able to put a team together, be able to delegate down and know what the fuck you want out of a motherfucker. So, like, get with an artist that, you know, that's popping and doing their thing, but they work ethic. Don't get caught up in potential. Don't ever get caught up in a nigga potential. That was probably one of my biggest problems back in the day. Like,
I had that same shit.
You know what I'm saying? Where you believe in a nigga more than he believes in himself.
Oh God, bro.
Don't never get caught up in that. The nigga gotta really eat, breathe, and shit this shit. Like, it gotta be in him. Like, he don't need to be caught up. I had an artist like, I wanna be on World Star. I wanna be a World Star. Like, bro, fuck World Star. Like, there's so much other shit we need to be focused on and doing. Like lame shit like that. Like, why I ain't verified yet? Like, nigga, fuck that. We gonna get there. Like, focus on making this good ass music and building up a following. Then I had another nigga who was so caught up in looking like it, but the nigga music was this rudimentary. But I believed in my like, bro, you got it if you just lock in. But he didn't know how to build up a fan base. He didn't know how to. But he wanted to go buy fake jewelry at the mall and wear fake designer and look like it and chase hoes. But he wasn't focused on mastering his craft. You so many of these motherfuckers. It takes a perfect storm of motherfuckers. Like I said, like I remember T. Ferris first told me about Meg. Meg Meg had a plan for her career before she even became who she is today. She knew who she wanted to be. She knew her demographic. She knew how she wanted to dress. She knew her scheme, her slogan, her campaign was already set. That takes a special artist. And like, you'll know it. You'll know him when you see him, bro. Because he's going to inspire you to get up on your ass and be like, man, okay, I'm with it. Like, I'll follow you to the ends of the earth. But it'd be some motherfuckers who'd be like, man, you fire ass rapper. You could just get this one thing. You can just get this one thing down, bro. You be fire. Man, fuck that shit. Don't ever get caught up in niggas' potential, bro, because everybody rap.
Bro, I learned that shit the hard way, like back in home.
We all do.
Yeah,
we all do, bro.
Like, that shit the hard
You be wondering, like,
way.
why is this nigga still here? And then you meet him and you vibe with him for 6 or 7 months. You be like, nah, I get it. Nah, that's why you here.
Well, you don't want to be there.
That
You
shit
really
fuck
don't
up
wanna
your
be
whole
there.
vibe with anybody else, too. It's like, man, I done lost faith in niggas now.
And the thing is, social media does that to motherfuckers. So everybody wants instant gratification. Nobody sees the steps that's put in to become the people that you follow and you admire. They don't, bro. They just be like, oh, I want to be just like him. I want to sound just like him. And that's another thing. Go for a nigga who got a different sound because that's just gonna jump over all the carbon copy shit that you see all the time. Like, go for a motherfucker who's different at all times. Go for a motherfucker who's against the grain, who knows himself and really loves this shit. Like, who wants to master their craft. I remember hearing about Don Toliver back in like 2017. I knew then he was gonna be a star because he was different. He had a different sound and he truly loved the game. Like, he loved what he was doing. It wasn't just about, I'm rapping because I want to be seen. I'm rapping so I can get some hoes. I'm rapping because I want some followers, some views. I want to be popular. And you meet a lot of motherfuckers who rap for the wrong reason or do music for the wrong reasons. And that separates the okay niggas from the greats. Even the most motherfucking street nigga that you see that's popping out here loves the game. Like a nigga like Moneybagg Yo loves the game.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Niggas like Jeezy back then, he rapped like a motherfucker. He trapped like a motherfucker. Them niggas love the game. Nigga like Future loves the game. He might be street as hell, whatever you want to call it, but them niggas love the game and all the nuances that come with being an artist. That's why it's called being an artist. They know how to, like, when an artist is pretty much like a superhero. Like, you put on a whole different persona than who you really are, who your government is. You know what I'm saying? I'm a totally different person. And it allows you to tap into that shit. Allows you to be as outlandish or, you know, creative as you want to be. It takes all that pressure off you. You know what I'm saying? So niggas got to know, like, if a nigga don't understand those little things like that, he out of there, bro. Like, you want to be with a motherfucker who you sit with and be like, man, check out this video by such and such. See how they doing this? Like, that shit inspire you. I'll be like, damn, bro, you mad creative. Okay, I can fuck with you. Versus a nigga who just be like, man, bro, this drop, I got to do a freestyle. Fuck with them. I don't fuck with no niggas that want to do nothing but freestyles and all that little corny ass shit. You know what I'm talking about? Niggas be just want to just, that shit be, and my crib is full of them niggas who just want to rap and they be like, why I ain't hot? Like, nigga, because you doing everything everybody else doing it. And it's like, what's different about you? Nothing. You know what I'm saying? You can have all the merch if you can have all your merch set up. You can shoot as many videos as you want. You can have all the money in the world, but if you're not different and you don't know how to sell that shit and know the real business, you're gonna blow your bag. Exactly. You're gonna blow your bag and you're gonna blow your wad. You're gonna be out here looking crazy. Okay. And it's only gonna reach a ceiling because motherfuckers gonna take your money for shit show, but once you gas out, they're gonna pass you over. Mm-hmm. Let's keep it 100.
I mean, as a producer or artist that's coming in with money, and I've had a lot of people come to me and say, bro, I just spent $5,000 here, I spent $10,000 here and nothing happened. I just spent $40,000 here, nothing happened. I'm the hardest rapper, bro. I freestyle every day. I'm the hardest. Like, everybody's like talking about what they did or how hard they is, but it's like, how do you like intentionally move forward every day? Like, actually use that talent or that money every day to actually move forward to something instead of it just always panning out to.
I guarantee these niggas not studying who they need to be spending their money with. You know what I'm trying to say?
Number one.
That's number one. Like nigga, it's so many niggas, it's so many snares and traps on the way to this shit. It's so many niggas that would take your money and promise you janky promoters. You know what I'm saying? Some niggas that will promise you the world, but you gotta do your background checks. And not just that, but you gotta go to the real markets that really facilitate that shit, like a Miami or Atlanta or LA or New York. I feel like if you spending money in no other market than that, you bullshitting. Like you don't need to be spending money back home. Because the thing about niggas back home, they dick right. If I'm from Houston, right? They dick right out of towners all the time. So why not become an out of towner? You know what I'm trying to say? Like Travis Scott, we never saw Travis Scott in Houston. Not one bit. Not ever. You know what I'm saying? The nigga was in LA fucking with Mike Dean, doing what he had to do, spend his money where he had to go spend his money at. You know what I'm saying? For real, bro. We never saw Travis Scott. We saw Meg every now and then, but Meg was not out in the clubs, hanging out with motherfuckers, trying to, you know what I'm saying? She got her circle, got her team, got her shit right, got her bread up, and went to the markets where she needed to come. She came out here. She really first blew up out here before she blew up back home in Houston. Being 100 with you. She was fucking my nigga Hot Rod, who does a lot of shit out here, been moving around and shit. Be breaking a lot of artists. Shout out to Hot Rod. He do a lot of breaking for a lot of artists out of town and shit. He amazing. But you gotta know who to spend your money with, bro. And you gotta, like I said, you gotta surround yourself with people who genuinely love you and want to see you really make it, bro. Like I said, if you're not spending your money in those 4 markets, them 4 main markets that's doing music shit, you're wasting your fucking time, bro. And like I said, don't get caught up in trying to impress motherfuckers back home because the motherfuckers don't give a fuck, bro. And that's when envy develops. Niggas get to hating. And if a motherfucker see you every day, that means you accessible and it depreciates your value. That's why I don't go back to Houston all the time. If I do go to, and if I go to Houston, niggas won't even know. I be kicking with my kids. I might do some shit, but I'm not gonna go to Houston all the time because if a nigga wanna book me, you can be like, well, shit, we can see John all the time in the club. Why should I pay him to do a walkthrough? Same thing with these rappers. You know what I'm saying? Don't get caught up in that shit. Like, don't get me wrong. Pull up on DJs. Fuck with them. And if you really want to be smart, take these niggas out to dinner. Don't get, like, I see so many motherfuckers be mad at DJ for not playing this record, but do you even know this motherfucker personally? Right. You don't. You didn't even try to. You know, this nigga meet motherfuckers every day and want to get him to play his records. That shit tires the niggas out. He don't know you, bro. And everybody, don't get me wrong, we all kings and queens, you know, all this shit, black excellence for shit show. We all feel entitled. We all feel like no, nigga, humble yourself and take a step back and, you know, and learn how to do real personal relationships with people. Like that's what we used to do. We used to do whole little meetings with DJs where we do a whole catering thing where we feed them, make sure they're good. Then we play them the music. You know what I'm saying? Then like, okay, they're more comfortable. Like, okay, then this nigga showing me some love. You know what I'm saying? Then we put some money in their pocket even still. You know what I'm saying? But I can't tell you how many motherfuckers will take your money and never play your shit or never fuck with you only if you present. But if you build, like I said, you build a relationship with these motherfuckers and go to the right outlets and the right places to be, you gonna be good, bro. Because like all these other cities outside Atlanta only be having like 1 or 2 niggas that's really popping in their city. Like in Detroit, you got DJ BJ. In Dallas, you got Baby. You know what I'm saying? Like in Houston, you got Mr. Rogers and, you know, Kiati and people like that who run the radios and shit like that, or like just got the city on lock when it comes to what, you know, what's going on the scene. Cities like Atlanta, it's a bunch of motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? It goes stupid. LA, same way. It's a little bit more industry in LA, of course, but even in New York, but like there's places to do things, you know what I'm saying? So key thing back to what I'm saying before I, you know, get off push up is like, know where you're spending your money at, my nigga. Study the game. Let's go back to what I was saying earlier. Study the game. Just because you rap good don't mean you finna pop. Just because you spend a couple thousand at the club or gave a such and such DJ this amount of money. And here's another thing, bro. Don't get impatient with the process. A motherfucker will drop us. These motherfuckers be dropping whole projects. You don't even know who the fuck he is. Like, y'all gotta stop doing that shit. Like, bro, pick a song and ride that bitch out for a year, bro. Like for real. Like your song is like a billboard, bro. Or like you know, like a hood ornament on the car. Like you gotta ride that shit out till that product sells. And once people get comfortable with you and who you are, then you can give them something else. Hold
on. Let me stop for a second. So like, I want to talk about this because like, I ain't gonna lie, I kind of think different when it comes to that. I feel like an artist, a lot of times, I'm from Virginia, so like, you know, that music scene ain't shit. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of legends come from Virginia too, though.
Yeah, but like,
I know what you mean though.
Yeah, so like, I tell artists at the time, for like one fuck up over there is a lot of like artists that'll drop one song and they'll sit on that bitch and probably get some local pop for a year and don't drop nothing else. So by the time they drop that shit, like,
but that's my point. What's old to you is gonna be new to somebody else. Look at Money Move. Money Move had Hidden. I remember hearing Hidden 2017.
No cap.
Did that shit not just pop to last year?
Yeah.
Keep it, and that's my man's. Yeah. But he waited to the right situation with the right pipeline And like I said, it's old to us, but the rest of the world hidden. You know what I'm saying? So don't get, like I said, don't get caught up in that. Like
facts.
once it's reached its ceiling locally, get your ass on the road. Take the money that you done made locally off that song from clubs. Don't spend it on no bullshit. Stack your bread, starve for a second, get on the road, network, book you an Airbnb or a hotel in Atlanta. Go meet some DJs, push a record, show these niggas the numbers they was doing back at home, make video. You know what I'm saying? That's the process to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? But like, don't for shit show, don't sit on the record. But like, if you do have a record that's popping and buzzing locally, it pretty much has a chance, especially in Atlanta, to do something substantially well if you get in the right motherfuckers' hands. So like I said, it's just levels of shit. Like in high school, okay, you the best player in high school, okay. When you go to college, you might not be the best. You know what I'm saying? But you got to work up maybe your senior year, your junior year, you that nigga. You know what I'm saying? Some niggas are talented, they skip the league and go straight to the pros. You know what I'm saying? I look at every process like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, cool. I'm dope locally. That's like high school, college. Okay, cool. Now let me take it to being like, a tier B rapper, which is them niggas who be having bangers, but you really don't know who they is, but they got a little fan base going on. Then, okay, you build around that. You still in that pot. You build from there. You learn everything you can from there. And then you excel to the next level. Tier A rapper. You know what I'm saying? And this is how I look at shit. Everything's a fucking process to me. You know what I'm saying? And you got to just trust it.
My homie, he an artist, you feel me? I'm just gonna be real with y'all, give y'all a little story. 2 artists, they like, yo, we finna just drop a project. Like, out of nowhere. We finna drop a project. I'm like, where's the anticipation?
Exactly.
I said,
where's the fanfare?
Realistically, I said, if it's 13 songs on the project, how y'all gonna get 300 plays on, how y'all gonna guarantee 300 plays on every single one? I did the math. One of y'all got 5,000 followers, one of y'all got 2,000 followers. That's 7,000 people. You feel me? Literally, so 10% of that is 700. Instagram gonna show you on your engagement rate probably 10 to 15% of them. So you're not scaling 7,000 people, you're scaling 700. So
you working smarter. I mean, you working harder, not smarter, bro.
So 300, you got to guarantee 300 out of them 700 people in one day. So if it ain't no anticipation, it's like no personal relationship with the fans. You got a lot of work to do that you don't even see.
But niggas so jaded and delusional. Like I said, everybody caught up in that. I can rap. I go hard. These people want to hear this shit. No, they don't, nigga. They don't know who you is. There's so much music. You got to think music shit. The shit is like fashion, bro. Shit change every 2-3 months. 6 months, somebody new on the block. That's hard and crazy. But like I said, you don't see the full process of what they did to get there. You just be like, oh, man, if he can do it, his rap's okay, the beat okay, I could be just like that. No, nigga. That nigga's probably smart as hell. Nigga know how to work them fucking numbers and build his fan base. I ain't never met a dumbass rapper, bro. I'm just being 100 with you.
Facts.
These niggas don't be dumb. The ones who popping, they smart. They know the game.
Okay.
The successful ones, and that's the separation. Like I said, that separates niggas who like, for example, you can go to the court, nigga got a mean ass jumper, but I guarantee you can't be with nobody in the league. You know what I'm saying? Just being 100, like, that separate niggas, bro. Like, for shit show, you might have a good game, for shit show, but I can have a good game every fucking day of the week, nigga. I ball, nigga. That's what I do. You know what I'm saying? That's how you get to the pros, nigga. It is what it is.
So let's flip the switch. Let's flip it. Cause like right now we talking about being real active. Like first off, to even do this shit, your confidence got to be at an all-time high.
Yeah, at all times.
Bruh.
Gotta believe
We
in
in
yourself.
2022, so most of the producers now, we kind of hiding our personalities behind social media. So like, are you big on social media before I even ask?
Man, I don't get caught up in that shit. I post and I get the fuck off. I really ain't posting. I ain't posting a minute. I ain't gonna lie. Like all my shit,
gotta get out of there.
all my shit naturally off of just like just being around for so long, like, and just doing me, you know what I'm saying? But like when I post, I might get like 2,000 likes or 1,500 likes and shit. But like me and Drew was talking about the other day, nigga gotta do more content, do more shit. But I don't want to do it if it's forced. You know how I want to just do it naturally, organically, catch me on the scene. And like right now, I'm developing a whole little strategy of how I'm gonna come and do it. But like I really like let my music speak for itself and just building off of that shit. I be studying the greats and how they do shit, like, you know, take a step back. But I don't want to just saturate a nigga with so much shit because, you know, we in the era where it's motherfuckers who less talented than you, but just because they put more content, they get more opportunities. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not saying I'm grandfather to them, but I've been doing it a little bit longer, so I don't feel like I gotta get caught up in that rat race of trying to be this extra, you know, internet ass nigga, you know what I'm saying? Where it's like I'm a real nigga through and through. I got play ass relationships, and when I talk, niggas listen. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But you know, it is what it is. But I will say, use that shit to your advantage at all times. Like it's a tool. Why not use it? You know what I'm saying? So I'm definitely into that shit and down for it. But like, I'm not really just a heavy ass like, man, today on Instagram I'm doing this, y'all. I'm eating a salad. I'm over here. I'm bowling. Like nah. If it's a vibe, for shit show. That's why I pay a nigga to just catch me doing some shit versus me. Today I'm gonna set up this shit, and it's niggas who really have. It's content houses where niggas sit all day. And that's all they do is make content. It is what it is. But I feel like that would take away from my creativity. That'll take away from me making actual good music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because
that ain't your job.
you know, I'm focused on doing all this shit when I can just have somebody, okay, hey, bro, here go a couple bands, such and such, record me for a month straight, just living my life. Because I gotta live, you know, I got a pretty interesting life. We all do, you know what I'm saying? That's what make people fuck with you when they can feel like, man, this nigga just like me. He goes through the shit just like me, and I'd rather hit him with that versus just doing some like, you know, gimmicky shit. I ain't really on that shit. I respect it. It is what it is. You gotta do what you gotta do, but that ain't me.
So what I'm leading into is like, I know you get a lot of DMs with producers and like,
Oh my God.
what's the bullshit or like shit turn-offs you see and it be like, you know what I'm saying? If you came correct a little bit better, we probably could have worked.
Man, everybody overly confident and like nobody, it's like no respect in it. It be just like, everybody feel like, I think about this, I'm extremely humble, bro. Like if you meet me, I'm really humble as shit. And I always give a motherfucker a chance, but motherfuckers really would slide in your DM and talk to you like you on the same level. And we'll get like disgruntled if you don't really like respond. Like, you nag me to death to fuck with you. I'm not fucking with you, bro. And the thing I hate when niggas ask me, what's your loop email? Like, don't do that, bro. I'm burnt out. I only fuck with like 3 niggas on loops, bro. I can't fuck, cause all that shit sound the same. Everybody throw the arcade with the shit, blah 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 blah. Like I like different shit, bro. I like making weird different shit. I got my whole team, the Hit Cartel, looking like everybody play instruments. It's not just like, so we can make our own shit, like, bro. I don't need all that shit, bro. Like, and just come a little bit more humbler, bro. Even the rappers be like, I had a rapper. He was like, damn, bro, follow me. I was like, bro, you only got 300 followers and you following 700 followers. What the fuck I like following you? And then I'm like, what would it do for you for me to follow you? Just so you could say June followed you? Like, little shit like that just be corny to me, right? Bro, humble yourself, bro. And don't send me no video, the comment at the bottom. And I don't know you. Like, post my shit. I don't do none of that shit. You ain't paying me to promote your shit. So I ain't finna do none of that shit. But if you dope, I'll fuck with you, bro. Like, I gotta look at how you moving first. You know, see how your people just fucking with you before I fuck with you. Cause everybody make beats now. Everybody make beats, my nigga. So you gotta know, differentiate between the two.
I ain't gonna lie, like one of the learning lessons I learned like last year was definitely like, cause like we mainly like, we make producer content. So our job is to sit in the house and make content.
Yeah, and that's lit though, cause we need niggas like y'all.
Yeah, so like last year, like sitting in the house and when you really on the internet, you feel at this all-time high on the internet. But then like I said, I'm from Virginia. So when I moved to Atlanta and then you actually in the industry moving around, you like, damn, but I feel like a regular again. You feel me? Same thing you saying when like niggas that ball outside, but then you go to the NBA, you ass, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, bro. I definitely feel what you're saying though, as far as like it's different levels and shit and stuff like that. I feel like people don't see that. What I'm leading to next is, I ain't gonna lie, I seen you was vocal about this in the last interview, so I want to talk about this 50-50 splits.
When it comes to loops and shit, man. Look, bro, and I'm gonna say this shit. This the last time I'm gonna say this shit. I fuck with the loop, but if I gotta take your loop, make it a beat. Keep in mind, make it a beat, bro. You ain't got no clout. Now say it's a producer, you a producer, like a fellow producer, like say for example, if Buddha made a loop or made some shit for me, right? That's 50-50 out the real. That's my mans. I know you got clout, you popping, I'm popping. But if I ain't never heard of you, and this opportunity can change your life, and it's just finna keep my shit as a constant movement, you know what I'm saying? I'm not finna give you no 50-50, bro. It's gonna be 70-30 at best. And I feel like that's still fucking good. That's still life-changing, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm the one that gotta build a relationship. I'm the one that gotta get the shit off to the motherfucker to do it. And I feel like that in itself comes with a percentage, because that's what the manager would do. You know what I'm saying? When the manager puts you in the don't get place, they get 10, 15, 20% of what you did, because they the one that put the play together. So if I put the play together and I made half the record with you, nigga, it's up. Nigga, 70-30. And I do good business at all times. Don't get me wrong. Now, if you in my clique, I don't do my niggas in my clique like that. I'm gonna give them 50-50. It's been times where I took an L for them because I'm already good. There's been times where I took 20 and gave a nigga 80 because he sleep on his mama couch, and I know if he do this shit right, he'll be good. You know what I'm saying? I look out for it, especially if you from my city. I look out for my nigga, because I got a special place in my heart for niggas where I come from. I feel like that's my job as an older nigga, you know, who leading the whole new group of, I got a bunch of kids back home. Like a bunch of niggas who are baby Junes back home, just being 100 with you. But like, I'm gonna look out for you. If I fuck with you, I'm gonna definitely put you in a better position than you have been, because niggas ain't never did shit for me. You know what I'm saying? So it go different ways. But if I never heard of you, you just email me some shit out the humbug, bro, and you just, it was what it was, nigga. I appreciate what you did, but it's 30 off the rip, bro. And I feel like that's damn good. I know some niggas that will hold the shit at you and give you 5.
Facts.
I've seen it with my own
30
eyes.
really good, especially when you talk about like what you were saying, 200,000, 30% of that, nigga. That's,
come on, man, you
that's
good.
You know what I'm saying?
And you getting that shit for the rest of your life.
One thing I feel like when I talk to a lot of like younger producers, like younger than me, I feel like a lot of producers now, because of social media, they're looking at business from their own
Yeah,
perspective.
their
Like
own.
this is like when they think of business, they close their eyes and be like, this is my circle. This is how I think business should be. And like when you really like here and doing shit, I feel like you need to accept reality for what it is. Like at the end of the day, you're not gonna get a percentage or something off of how talented you is, because it's not like that no more.
Don't
It's off your brand. You
It's off your
feel me?
brand. Man, I'll fuck your head even more. Bro, I remember, you gotta think, that nigga Pharrell was under Teddy Riley, bro. He did a lot of shit for Teddy Riley uncredited. Didn't get paid for none of that shit. It's one song called Zoom Zoom, some shit like that. All I want to do is zoom zoom zoom. Listen to that song. That's Pharrell on the motherfucking saxophone. That's Pharrell, bro. That nigga getting paid for that shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? He paid this dude, stayed down. 10 years later, Neptunes. Now, what if people got in his feelings and burned the bridge with Teddy Riley? You never heard Pharrell.
Yeah.
Just keep it in the buck, bro. Pay your dues, my nigga. Like, just pay your dues. But it's better out here where it's like, because that goes back to loving the game and seeing that, okay, it's light at the end of this tunnel and I know what I'm doing. I mean, so many motherfuckers would be like, and the thing is, niggas don't even know, niggas who ain't in the game don't even know how the game works. They don't know that just because the song that came out, nigga, you ain't gonna get paid, you ain't gonna get the advance for 3 to 6 months. It takes that long for the whole process of paperwork and producer agreements and this side settling with this side and this label getting back to your manager at the right time. It takes a whole lot of time. And if you broke, and I know how I feel when you starving, you want it all. But I'm saying that's why you gotta be able to be popping locally and be able to feed yourself every damn week. Like I never fretted about no advances and nothing like that because I could sell a million. I can literally sit on my ass in the trap or not on no trap shit, but like in the streets and sell beats off my laptop and make 10 bands in 1 week. This is back then before I had hits. You know what I'm saying? Because I just knew how to groove with niggas. I was living off that shit. I ain't had a regular job since I was 17, bro. So it's like I've been selling beats this whole fucking time. So I know how to do that shit. I ain't never had to. And there's so many other ways you can do that shit, like beat stars and other kind of ways to sell yourself as a producer, as an entity, and then you can jump into the other lane. You know what I'm saying? But like, there's so many niggas that be on some broke shit and be like, man, I need my advance and I need this right now. Nigga, hustle,
Get your own money,
get your own money,
Get your
nigga.
own
Like,
money.
if you really depend on eating on advances, nigga, you're not gonna eat. It's gonna take forever, nigga. It just is what it is.
Social media I feel like this shit just, I don't know, takes away most of our, because it did it to me before, you know what I'm saying? It takes away our confidence to really be able to stand up and look at yourself and be like, if he could do it, I could do it. Like Jay-Z said, if I could do it, you could do it. But if you can't do it, you can't do it. I feel like that shit really takes away from this industry.
It's because what it created was a microwave society, like I said, where people just see instant shit and everybody wants instant gratification. And everybody feels like we're peers. When we're not peers, and when I say that, I don't mean that's a bad thing. I'm just meaning that it's just levels of things, bro.
True.
And I'm not saying that we can't be on the same level, but at the same time, it's just like I remember coming up that I was dope, but I know I didn't pay the, and it has nothing to do with talent. It has to do with longevity and how long you've been doing something and paying your dues and creating a fan base and creating people that love what you do. Like I met hella producers back in the day, back in the crib, who I was shitting on, but they had everybody fucking with them, fucking with them. I had to sit there and wait my turn. And what I did, instead of getting my feelings, I learned how to do all they did better than them. And then when it was my turn to do what I had to do, I took off farther than them niggas. You know what I'm saying? You never know your potential, but if you sit there and you back off and you slow the fuck down, bro, slow the hell down, breathe for a second, be confident in yourself, and don't be afraid to do groundwork, my nigga. Don't be afraid to do fucking groundwork. Don't be afraid to talk to people and open your fucking mouth and be in these rooms with motherfuckers. And, like I'm always about taking chances. Chances make champions, bro. The only thing they gonna tell you is fucking no. But I'd rather be told no than regret me never trying ever when it comes to anything. You know what I'm saying? Just being 100 with you. And I feel like you said, it takes away from a lot of niggas thinking of that because motherfuckers be like, man, shit, like I'm seeing this shit right there. I want this right now because I'm seeing it right now. Back in the day, we didn't see that shit, bro. I remember back in the day, you had to go to the club to see a rapper. You had to go hit the streets to see a star. You had to go to the street, like that was a big deal. Now that shit ain't nothing. You go on the phone right now and see a bunch of celebrities doing their thing. Like it's nothing. So it makes everything jaded. It makes everything simple. You know what I'm saying? Makes everything look a little easier. And I'm not saying get starstruck, but I remember that used to be a big fucking deal seeing a celebrity. You know what I'm saying? It was a big deal. Now all that shit's at your fingertips, so everybody feel like we all on the same level. And that's what I mean by level. And you're not, bro, because you didn't do what you had to do to get to that person's level. So humble yourself, slow down, and network. And I feel like that's the beauty of it, bro. Like that's the beauty of the game. If everything came to you one time, you wouldn't even know how to appreciate it. You wouldn't appreciate it, bro. Like you gonna be like, this is how I got all these stories to tell a nigga, which is based on my testimony. One day a nigga like you or anybody will know when y'all niggas popping to me, y'all niggas fire. But I'm saying like when you get to a level, but I know it's a level that you know that you want to get to, that you believe that you can get to. You know what I'm saying? when you get to that level that you want, because it's levels upon levels. Like when I do something, okay, bet I'm on to the next thing. Like right now, I want to be bigger than everybody else did. I done got me some places, but I know I'm trying to be on some Cali shit. I'm trying to like really produce records, meaning like not make the beat, but like facilitate the whole process of a hit. Meaning like putting the money behind it, being able to fuck with these labels and everybody, you know what I'm saying? I want to take my shit to another level. I want to get niggas so tired of June James that it's a brand, you know what I'm saying? That's the level I'm finna take it next. Like that's the level I want to go to. I have no problem doing it in my 30s, going to my 40s. I'm cool with that. I'm 30, bro. I have 10 years to do that next level, but it's okay. DJ Khaled damn near 50 years old. You know what I'm saying? Like it is what it is. Like when it happens, it's crazy, bro. But you gotta appreciate all this shit because you're developing so many relationships that's gonna come back and bless you when you get there. You know what I'm saying? But you just take your time, my nigga, because at the end of the day, the shit, if it's for you, it's for you. If it ain't, it ain't. But if you love this shit, consistency always pays off. It always pays off. You're not gonna take no L. In no kind of way, you're gonna make it happen, bro. Y'all niggas gonna be just fine. I tell young niggas that all the time.
Let me ask both of y'all something. When it comes to that split shit, if let's say me and you do a record, and I'd be like, bro, I done all this footwork around, bro. Not me and you, that's different. We don't give a fuck. Somebody else, you know what I'm saying? You like, hey, I'm gonna give you 20% because my business management team, my manager, my lawyer, my attorney, everybody was involved in getting this done. You know what I'm saying? Getting this song to the artist. For the younger producers, they think that's a L. They don't know what a win is. They think it's a L. Like, they don't know what a win is. Like you said, 5%. If you got 5% on the Drake record, is that a L or a win? If you got 2% on the Drake record,
it's
is
a
that
dub.
L?
As long as you're getting credited, I feel like it's always a dub.
It's always a dub.
Because it's money that you didn't have before. Anything that you make before that you didn't have before, it's always a dub to me. That's why sometimes our artists get to talk shit about labels and shit that they signed to. Like, I didn't get paid for this. But then look who you was before you signed and look who you is now. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't have had that shit if you didn't sign that label. You wouldn't have that shit if you would have jumped down with certain people and did what you had to do and create. You know what I'm saying? You would have been still in the hood, doing local shit, capping yourself out because you was too good for it. I meet artists like that all the time who are amazing, dope, but they so scared to take a chance. It's so funny. I remember going to a panel, and that nigga Sonny Digital said some shit for real. You're gonna get fucked, bro. You're gonna get fucked. Everybody gets fucked, bro. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, after that, it is what it is. It's on you. Like you go, everybody gets fucked, bro. I done signed some crazy shit. Came back and bit me in my ass, but I learned from that. Made me a fucking beast. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You're gonna get fucked, bro. But it's about how likely the fucking gonna be. You know what I'm saying? Depending on how you look at the shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I don't never think that's an L. It only becomes an L when you already in the game and niggas start trying to lowball your ass. Yeah. But that also goes with you depreciating your brand by making certain moves and you're not keeping consistency going and getting caught up in the hype. You know how many niggas who be like, I'm Mr. Such and Such, I produced this record. You be like, okay, so what have you done lately? That don't mean shit, bro. Right. Like B100, bro, like it be niggas who really name themselves, I'm Mr. Such and Such after the record they produced. That shit corny as hell, bro.
I'm Mr. Such and Such.
Like for real, bro. I mean, back at home, you be like that all the time. I don't want to say no niggas' names because niggas don't think I'm talking shit, but y'all niggas know who the fuck y'all is. But I'm just saying, like, it be like that. Like I never get caught up in what I done did, bro, because I know it's so much to be done. And I know some people who done did way more than me. So I'll be right in that sweet spot. Be like, okay, cool. Like every time I drop a record, bro, I'll be like, next. Now I want more. Because at the end of the day, they're gonna love you today, they're gonna hate you tomorrow, and they're gonna love you again, bro. So I'm just being 100. So why you hot? Tax the shit out of these niggas, bro. Get your money. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. When you got your downtime, create. That's just your time to revamp yourself and come out with some fire shit. You know what I'm saying? That's why some niggas take breaks like that because it's like, I don't want to oversaturate shit, and the hype was so real before. I don't want to come out with. You saw what happened to Roddy, like nigga down there deleted his whole account because the first album was so good. We're not saying that the shit that you dropped wasn't good, but we was expecting great since the last one was just great, bitch. Like the box did diamond, bro. Like we want another diamond record from your ass. So when you set the bar high like that, it just is what it is, bro. Yeah. So take your time when it comes to that shit. You know, you gotta think. I wouldn't even, I ain't gonna lie, if I was someone who came out with no project, bro, I would have took my time, because you gotta think he's sleeping on a nice ass pillow of money. I've been touring, doing shows, you know what I'm saying, and just developing making as many songs as I can, like thousands of songs. I don't know his creative process and shit like that, but like I'm saying, I would have made so much shit in years. I would have dropped the album for like 2-3 years on y'all ass. Because when I came out, like that's what Kendrick do. Every time Kendrick come out, that shit is next level because he understands the nuances behind making a great album, not just putting something out just to satisfy the consumer. You know what I'm saying? Fuck that.
He should have invested into the people before he dropped the album. He should have invested straight into the people for like a whole year.
So let me say this
A whole year.
When you take big, when you're gone for that much time, like, how do you stay relevant though without supplying the supply?
Invest to the people.
But let's say from like a producer or content standpoint, you feel me? Like how?
It's the same thing, and you know, and some producers generally don't really want to be seen. Like I know a lot of producers who really I know niggas who got way more plaques than me, and some of my niggas who you'll never know, and they living in Calabasas with a 3-story mansion and five car garage with Lambos and whips. I'm like, bro, damn, you going crazy. Some niggas want to be seen, some niggas don't. It's about what you want out of the game, and I don't judge neither side. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It is what it. If you're able. The thing about producers, it's not even, I mean, all the content shit, that shit is cool if you want all the extra attention. Some people really don't want all the extra attention. Some people like really are reclusive and just want and don't care about being popular. They're popular to people who matter. Meaning like they're popular to the gatekeepers and niggas who cut them fucking checks. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather be a nigga like that than be and I'm not knocking either side, but I'd rather be a nigga who cool and popular with the motherfuckers who cut them checks and get me in the doors with the motherfuckers versus a nigga who I'm just popular. You know what I'm saying? Because you know a lot of popular niggas who popular are broke than the motherfucker. Just being 100 and no products, nothing. You can't. So you overhyped yourself. Versus I'd rather be on this end where the hype is real. And all I gotta do is just turn on the switch and let you see that the hype is real. Versus nigga, all right, cool. What you got going on? What this shit sound like? No, this nigga's bullshit. Then that shit, all that work you put in to be hype goes right back down. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Like I know niggas who generally don't give a fuck about being seen. Like that nigga Oz, OZ. Nigga don't never see OZ. The nigga made all them hits from Drake and shit like that. You'll never see this nigga. He don't do no content. He just posts his shit, get the fuck off. The nigga got diamond on diamond. He made everything, bro. Niggas like T-Minus. Niggas don't give a fuck about what the fuck going on, nigga. They popping, they doing what they want to do, living their life. And that's kind of like the generation I'm really in. Like I'm in between both. Like the old niggas and the young. I'm right in the middle of that shit. So I get the content shit. I get it, but like just have your product to back it up because a lot of niggas gas themselves out real fast. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
Sometimes I see like that split between like the new school, like the new way that everything's being done. Like a lot of people don't understand. Like a lot of these reels and TikToks, when you hear them sounds playing over and over, like somebody collecting from them shit. Somebody collecting from them songs on the back of the TikToks and reels, and even in content. Like I feel like it's just different ways of business. There's businesses where people see the logo and they say, hey, and there's some people don't even realize that they a business. When somebody see your face, they say. You know what I'm saying? It's two different ways. I feel like internet industry or making content or just making beats, all that shit is different formulas. You can have your own formula. You can have a goddamn Patreon. Just, you know what I'm saying? Take that to the max. I done seen some Patreons that make 60 bands a month. Right. You feel me? 70. Like, they ain't got nothing to do with no music or do it. They, you know what I'm saying? It's just,
and that's what I'm saying.
Own formulas and blueprints,
bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Everybody's entitled to their perception of happiness. That's what life is all about. It's not about keeping up with the Joneses. It's not about impressing nobody. It's about what's your perception of happiness and your level of success. That's why I can never judge a motherfucker working a 9 to 5. Because I know motherfuckers with millions of dollars who are fucking miserable. I know niggas who work 9 to 5s that go home happy every fucking day, smiling, lit. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's the same thing with that type of shit. It's like, what do you really want out this shit? Now, if you want to be this nigga and you want to do all that shit, that's on you. Exactly. Go all the way in. Now, if you don't, just at the end of the day, we trying to make some fucking money at the end of the day. All that other shit is cute. But as long as you're making your money and carrying yourself, that's all that fucking matter. Cap or not cap. As long as you're making money, I'm respecting it, bro. I don't care. You can be the, you know what I'm saying? Just be 100. I know niggas who be making M's out content. I know niggas making M's out placements. Okay. As long as you're making money, that's all that matters at the end of the day. Just don't be no broke ass nigga.
It could easily be a 2-hour interview.
My bad, y'all. Shit, nigga,
this could easily be a 2-hour interview, but we just gonna stop it here. June said he gonna cook up, so we gonna make some fire shit, you feel me? But damn, I don't know. Shit, why should it be about 3-4 times, you feel me? I ain't even gonna cap.
It's real raw.
Yeah, it's real raw. We gonna cut it right here. We could obviously talk about a lot more, but I just feel like all this info we just talked about right here is really what you need. It ain't even about like, bro, I need to know exactly how you got that placement so I could do it. It's more about the mental shit, you feel me, that go behind everything, you feel me? I feel like this interview, we got a couple interviews like this, like Buddha Bless, Ill Mind. Like if you just watch these 3 back to back, bro, really straight, you feel me? So with that being said, I don't know if this cook up gonna be in this video or we gonna do it separate, but we just finna get straight into this cook up, wrap up this interview. Appreciate you for all the gems you dropped for real. I appreciate you for helping me, bro. It's an overdue, man. I love this shit. I love what y'all doing, bro. Shout out to all y'all niggas, bro. Much love and respect, bro. Keep doing this shit. The community needs this shit, man. Much love.